All right. Okay, so
Oops.
let's go ahead and get started with the, since we're a little late, we'll go ahead and get started with the recap of last week. So last week, our adventurers, we started out with Silvera going on her, meeting up with Jocelyn at the Acolyte, which was a tavern across town, with her wingman Gimbal, as well as Teagan tagged along in disguise to kind of keep an eye on everything for them. They sat there and talked for a bit, and eventually a mysterious suited gentleman came and sat down at the bar that looked kind of familiar to everyone that saw him. As soon as Jocelyn saw him, he quickly kind of skedaddled everyone out of the Acolyte and onto the street, saying that they needed to kind of scurry away. Eventually revealing that that was the person that they saw at the bar was Krist, who was the head of security at the Mage College. And you guys kind of put two and two together and asked him, and he was in fact Kring's older brother, Kring being the wizard that the party ran into on their way to Fairweather and had a little bit of an altercation with. After they kind of hurried out into the street, Jocelyn took them over to Regina's apartment on the other side of town, where they broke in. Teagan went back to get the others, or at least part of the others, while Gerbil left to take Sinead back to, since it was after sundown, take Sinead back to the Mage College. So once everyone got to Regina's now broken into apartment, which was empty of Regina, but still plenty to find. Silver found something that she kind of put into her bag from the group that no one else saw. And everyone saw a box that had a bloodied, dried blood on a sharpened letter opener, and as well as little vials of crystals. One marked Ranerius. So after kind of looking around at Regina's place, they all headed out onto the street. A few went back to the house. Silver went back to Jocelyn's apartment across town with Jocelyn, where things heated up.
Chicken brown cow.
Saw his ring collection. That's not a metaphor. And as a few of them were going through the street, which I think was Caszeel, Ranerius, and Gimbal? Or was it Teagan? Okay. So
I think Ranerius was there too.
Yes, Ranerius, Caszeel, and Teagan. Gimbal, were you with
rolling solo?
Right, rolling solo and Ren.
I was with them. It was four of us in the group.
Okay, four. Okay, so Ren, Caszeel, and Ranerius and Teagan were all walking back to Ranerius' parents' house and ran into a mysterious figure kind of standing in the shadow. And that's where we kind of ended last week. So, starting with this week, well, I guess we'll have to start with that. Unfortunately, well, why don't we go to Gimbal really quick? Gimbal, what are you up to? Where are you at, buddy?
So the last saw Gimbal, he had come out of the apartment and just realized that he still had that shard of glass that Sinead needed to get back.
Yes, that's right.
Yes. I believe the last words he said were "oh shit." He's trying to make his way to the college, more specifically to the steps leading to the college.
Okay.
And he wants to break the glass on the steps and just leave it there.
All right. So Gerbil had taken Sinead back to the college. And he left about the time that you guys left for the apartment. Didn't really run into anything, but did run into Rinka there and had a short conversation with her that was very tense, I guess. Mysterious. So I would kind of think that you'd probably run into Gerbil on your way to the college.
Even if I'm not going all the way to the college, just the steps?
Well, I'm saying that like it probably wouldn't have taken him as long as it took you guys to look through Regina's apartment.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
So I would say probably you would run into him about halfway to the college.
Okay.
So Gerbil, as you're walking back from delivering Sinead, you see a familiar figure kind of, taking hurried steps down the street.
Oh, hey, Gerbil!
And to have a night's peace. Hey, Gimbo! What are you doing?
Is Sinead still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God!
Sinead's fine.
I guess you're still alive, so that's a good sign. She made it back okay? She didn't need the shard of glass after all?
No, she lost the shard of glass. Hopefully she's not in trouble. Why? What? Do you have the shard of glass? We thought she lost it.
Well, that's what I'm going to make it look like. Yes.
Did you take that girl's key to get back in?
I mean, I didn't personally take it, but I do have it within my possession.
That Rinka lady, she's already using that to twist her against us.
Great. So we'll just I'm just gonna go to the stairs leading up to the college plaza, and I'm gonna shatter this piece of glass there. Kind of like it just fell out of Sinead's pocket,
I don't think that's... Do what you want. We got to pick her up in the morning after breakfast. An hour after breakfast. That's what I told Rinka. That's when we're picking up Sinead.
I mean, the other option is to show up with the shard of glass and say, hey, you left this at Ranerius' parents' house. We're returning this as a sign of goodwill. But I like my first idea better.
I think the damage is done either way. So, do what you want. I'm going to go back to the house and go to sleep. Where's everybody else?
I think they went back to the house already.
Okay. Where'd you all run off to?
So, Jocelyn led us to Regina's apartment.
Jocelyn? Which one is Jocelyn?
Yeah, the one that's Silver Legs. Anyway, she's with him.
The stew boy. Yes.
Yes, yeah, the one with the stew. Anyway, we broke into Regina's apartment, and we found some really interesting stuff.
You broke into Regina's apartment? Why wasn't I invited?
You left. You took Sinead back to. That was on you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, we broke in. We found some interesting things. We can bring you all the way up to speed. Let's just say we found Ranerius' actual registration crystals. Apparently, Regina have cut them out of his body and replaced them with fakes. We also found hers. And we also think that having found those things and removing them from the lead box that they were in may have kind of put all of our cards on the table and revealed where we were. Anyway, long story short, we all might be in deep, and it may not just be because we got Sinead back late without the shard of glass.
You done screwed up everything, haven't you?
Well, we also learned a lot, so that's worth it, right?
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway, I don't think anyone should be walking around alone from our party. That's why I'm recruiting you to escort me to the stairs. Just back 100 yards that way, where I can break this shard of glass. I mean, I'm small. I can't take on a whole horde of assassins by myself.
What? Assassins? You're in the middle.
I don't know. I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. Secret police. I don't know. Whatever. Did I mention I have an overactive imagination?
Gee, I didn't know. Whatever. Go. I don't think smashing it. Whatever. We're already screwed. Go. Do whatever you want.
All right. Walking over to the stairs.
Both of you make perception checks.
Where are the skills?
Perception. Where are the skills? There they are. Sorry, it's only the second tab. Perception.
101, baby. That's a digital 21.
Nice.
Hey,
all right,
16.
So pretty high for both of you. As you guys go up the steps towards the college, start kind of walking towards that statue that's kind of sitting in the center there at the front. You notice two guards in gray robes standing. We'll say one guard in a gray robe standing beside the front door of the college, just standing there at attention.
Well, I didn't want to go all the way to the plaza. I just wanted to shatter the glass on the stairs to the
He's standing by the steps. He's standing at the front door outside.
I'm gonna try to take the piece of glass from Gimbal.
Bring it on.
All right.
What check do I have to make to prevent Gerbil from taking this from me?
What check
do I have to
make? A sleight of hand check, Jonathan?
Sleight of hand.
Uh-huh. And am I making a perception?
You can make a perception check, yes.
Oh, you're not going to beat
Natural 20.
You know, actually, I think an insight check or an investigation check would be much more.
Not an investigation check, no.
I'll roll perception check.
Okay.
9. Woo!
So, Gerbil, you're able to slip your hand,
give that back!
And I'm guessing Gimbal is holding it in his hand. Gerbil, with amazingly quick reflexes, just snatches it right out of your hand, Gimbal.
Hey!
I'm just picturing, I pick him up. And I'm just gonna go up to the guards, who I assume saw me leave, and just be like, we found Sinead's thingy on the ground down there.
God damn it.
Sinead. Oh, who's Sinead?
The drow girl I just escorted back here to Rinka.
Oh, right.
She lost her key thing.
Okay.
Here.
I will make sure that this is returned to the officials. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Have a good night. Thank you for your service. And I'll turn around.
Do? He's a little confused. All right. So are you two heading back to the apartment or to the house, I guess?
Yes.
All right. Well, I was trying to stall until Dan got back, but I guess there's no other place to go but
tell
to
us every step you take as you walk back. No.
Yeah, please recount your entire conversation. All right. So,
I'm willing to role play that.
We'll slide back to Teagan, Ranerius, Ren, and Caszeel standing on the street. You guys are. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I brought up images and maps, and I completely forgot what I was like. I even sat there thinking, what am I doing again? I don't know. I was gonna bring up the map for you guys again of the city. Share again. Thank you. So you guys are, because if you remember correctly, they're on that second tier to the left of the main street. That's where Ranerius's parents' house was. And they had that lovely park. So you guys are kind of walking south. Was.
Is it not there anymore?
No, it's there. You guys were walking south of the in South Park. You guys are walking south of the park there, towards that area, and it's down that street that, as you look ahead, you see kind of standing, kind of in kind of one of the, because there are several, because this is this very well kept city. There are several flame lit, some gas lit lamps around, especially around the park area. So he's kind of standing beneath one of those lamps to where it casts almost like a shadow on him, to where you can't tell. You can only tell it's a figure as you're approaching. What do you guys do?
Is he looking at us, or
all you see is a figure standing there, really?
Okay, I thought.
Do you keep walking?
Well, I thought last week you said that we recognized who it was.
Yeah, I thought I
okay.
did a perception.
Sorry, I didn't watch last week, unfortunately. All right, so we'll say that you guys have taken a few steps forward. He took a couple of steps forward and more into the light, and you can see that it is those who saw him at the bar, which was just Teagan, recognizes it as Krist, who Jocelyn warned them about as the head of security and also Kring's brother. But also the other three who weren't at the Acolyte earlier, were kind of, even from this distance, he looks ghostly familiar. Like, almost like seeing like a relative of someone that you know, really, that you've seen before, and you're just like, they kind of look like this person, but not exactly.
Yeah. Teagan, are you still in your disguise from when you went to the bar?
Well, here's a question. Yeah, because I was in. You had said Jocelyn had dropped the seeming.
He would have dropped the seeming probably around this time. So I would say seeming is gone.
Right, but am I still disguised as the old man?
As his older version of himself?
Yeah.
Did you use a disguise kit, or was it a spell, Teagan?
Disguise kit.
Okay, then I think that you would still be disguised, yes.
All right, and just to clarify,
I'll make a call that you are still disguised.
Thank you.
If it was a spell, then it would have.
Yeah, it would have worn off by now.
So yeah.
Are we walking towards each other, or is he tailing us?
He is just standing, like he's taken the 2 steps into the light. You guys have taken a few steps forward, so I'm going to assume that you guys are probably maybe 20 feet from him right now, not too far.
Okay. We're going towards each other, because that's how it ended last week. Was we were running in, but then we saw him and kind of stopped.
Yeah.
So,
do we have to engage him at all? Can we just be like, "Oh, we didn't recognize you. You didn't recognize us. See you later. We're going home." Or
I think she's gonna let us decide whether we do that or not.
Well, yeah, Teagan's gonna sort of slow the walk and say, "I recognize that man ahead. He was described to me as the head of security for the university. I don't think we should head right back to Ranerius's house immediately and lead him to there."
I'm gonna start walking.
He's gonna say something.
Oh, never mind.
You hear kind of this clear, confident voice cut through the night. Like, I would say there are other sounds around. The city's not completely dead. I mean, I think it's like, I don't remember, but I think it's probably like 9:30 at this time. So it's not so late to where everyone is asleep. But you don't see like, there's not a ton of people like passing by you. You're kind of in a quiet area of the city. I'm going to share out his image so that way. So he kind of has his arms crossed in front of him. Hello there. Are you lost? And as he's speaking, you see 3 mages appear behind him, almost out of thin air. Or what you would assume were mages, as they're wearing kind of like the robes that you're used to seeing around the college. Are you lost? Can I help you with something?
Not lost. We were just impressed by this park as we were walking by it, and kind of stopped to discuss the features inside of it.
Yeah, it's a good park. He'll take another like 4 or 5 steps forward, as does his mages behind him.
I'll step a little forward and say, I think I recognize you. I was at the Acolyte earlier this evening.
Yes,
and I was having a very nice time there. I was taking my 2 good friends back to the place, but I seem to have gotten turned around. Am I heading in the right direction?
Depends on where you're going.
Back to the Acolyte. I'm taking my 3 friends.
The Acolyte is just right back that way. And he points back behind his shoulder. But I do have to say that I probably know a bit about you. We've been warned about your group by the Mage College. Just wanted to check in and make sure everything was okay, and that if you need any assistance getting around the city.
And you need to bring 3 mages to check in on us for assistance?
Never know what you might run into.
I'd like to say that we mean you no harm. We don't mean anybody harm. We're just out for an evening stroll.
Okay. Maybe I should make sure that you get back to your place safely.
We haven't.
So I don't see the drow girl with you.
Oh, she headed back to the college earlier. She was supposed to be back before dusk, and it's past dusk.
Got it. He'll kind of like glance over his shoulder at one of the mages, and the mage will nod, and you'll see him kind of like look to the side and kind of at the floor. Okay. So anything, so that's, you don't need assistance or an escort. I imagine it must have been a pretty long walk for you guys to Fairweather, where you came from the Barren area, correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Run into anything peculiar on your way to Fairweather?
Lots of wolves fur, surprisingly.
Wolf fur.
Yeah, it was more than I was expecting in the area we were traveling, but yeah.
You'll see the mage kind of, he'll glance back at the mage that he was looking at just a second ago. And
can I do a perception check to see if I can see who the mage he's looking at is?
Sure.
20.
I mean, it's just a human mage. Is there anything?
But it's not. I'm trying to see if it's his brother.
No, okay. You're in the light. You can see a little bit of their facial features. It's not the brother.
Okay, no worries. That was what I was trying to see.
It's not Crane. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard of that many wolves around.
That's what we thought. That's why we were surprised to find it.
I know my brother sometimes, he goes to this college, sometimes passes through and travels out. And he's never mentioned wolves before. He has mentioned running into some people who threatened him. And yeah, so just be careful out there. There's a lot happening. Just a friendly reminder from head of security at the college. Name's Krist.
Sounds good. I'm Ren. I'll stick out my hand.
He will. I mean, you guys are still 10 feet apart, but he will walk up to you and shake your hand, Ren.
Mage hand.
Odd conversation to be having 10 feet apart, but anyway.
Coronavirus. You got a 10 feet distance.
Oh gosh.
Well, I probably wouldn't have waited for him to walk. I probably, if he started walking towards, I probably would have walked halfway at least.
Okay.
Not make it like awkward.
Oh. You can see that he's a very confident person, and he is tall. He walks with a confident step. He looks like someone who was born for his position. But he's smiles at you assuredly. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Seems like you do a good job with your position. Even come out of the university to check on visitors.
Absolutely. So no escort needed. Everyone is good here.
No, I think we're good. We're probably gonna head back to the Acolyte, like he said. Check that out. He said it was really good, and then head back to our lodging. Excellent company there. Excellent company. Okay. Just wanted to check in. He starts to turn around, but then he kind of turns back and chuckles to himself. You kind of fit the description of the people that my brother saw out in the road. It's weird. If that's the case, and he looks back at as the three mages with him, looks back to you. That's the case. You better. Seems like you just bring trouble with you. But we'll let bygones be bygones. Please have a wonderful night, and if you need anything, you know who to see.
Thank you. Thank you for looking out for our safety.
Oh, and good luck finding your teacher.
I'm going to look at the ground. Thank you.
And he's still smiling. Good luck. I'm sure it must be just a sad situation.
Indeed.
Can I insight check that to see if he's
absolutely
like he's just like evil laughing in his brain at us? Oh, that's not great. 11.
Evil laughing.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like you can't tell specifics, Ren, but he does. You can probably kind of tell that he's goading you. That he's yeah.
He knows what we don't know, so kind of thing.
Well, again,
maybe not that, but yeah.
Good night.
Thank you.
Have a good one. And he'll kind of nod his head, acknowledgement, turn around, and his other mages leave with him. They are kind of walking probably back towards the Acolyte's way that you would know of Teagan. So across town.
Okay. So they're headed for I don't want to.
Well, they're headed in that direction of the city. Right. I mean, there's a lot.
Not going to assume that they're going there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in between.
Yeah.
But okay, I don't think we need to go there because he seemed rather well known at that bar, and he's probably.
But it seems like he's following us. We should go there. We want to tell the truth, don't we?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I suppose you have a point. And probably after that encounter, I could probably use a drink.
And it's not that we need to stay there forever.
No, you can go for a quick nip and yeah, he seems to be ahead of us on the intel. So he knows who you are, Ranerius, and I was afraid that he would follow us to your house, but I'm probably pretty sure he already knows where you live.
Yeah, he'll probably find us there. I mean,
so is his
I don't
brother the guy we met on the road? Is that why he looked so familiar?
They have an uncanny resemblance. Yeah.
Oh.
Ian, are you back?
I'm probably moments away from back. Yes, sorry.
Okay, it's all right. I was going to give you a quick recap.
Oh,
I
please.
tried
Killed
to stall, but
Sorry.
you
Lone survivor.
and Teagan, Ren, and Ranerius had a chat with Krist on the street.
Oh, right.
No blood was shed, but he did have 3 mages with him. He did kind of vaguely, he did hint at that he had a brother who was accosted by some travelers outside of Fairweather, and that they fit the description.
Yep.
But then also he asked about Sinead. They said that she was taken back, and he had one of his, it seemed like maybe he asked one of his mages about that, and it was confirmed. And then he also was just very snarky and confident, and
Very.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kind of walked away with kind of like veiled threats almost.
Yeah.
That was like uber sarcastic. Like,
Yeah.
good luck finding your teacher.
Yeah, good luck for
Nerds.
Oh,
That's what he said.
no.
I think that was a direct quote.
And then he started walking into he started backwards walking. He started walking back towards just moonwalks away. Started walking back towards like the direction of the Acolyte on the other side of town with the 3 mages. So you guys are now discussing.
Well,
So we were thinking we'd probably still go to the Acolyte, just so if he's following us, we look like we're telling the truth.
Okay. Well, that's what. Oh wait. Wow. I'm gonna need a minute. Yep. I'm clearly still in Linux.
Okay.
All right, Teagan will take a minute to take off his old man disguise. He doesn't want to walk into the bar twice as the same person, so he will go as himself. I guess we're walking to the Acolyte just to take in the atmosphere and the local, and to stall sometimes because I just want to get Krist out of our path.
Okay. So you guys go directly to the Acolyte, the 4 of you?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems about right.
All right, take you about 15 minutes to walk there. So Teagan, familiar sight for the rest of you as you approach this kind of it's not a huge structure building. For those looking at the map that weren't paying attention last time, it's on that second tier to the far on the east side of the town of the city. Kind of right there, kind of in the middle of that second tier on that side. You guys approach. It has a very nice carved sign out front. Hopefully none of this is like negating what I said last week because I don't remember. A very nice carved sign out front that reads the Acolyte in scripted hand. Has a window up front that has some painted, painted the Acolyte on it so that you can see inside. As you walk inside the Acolyte, it's a very, 4 of you walk in, so it's about like 10 o'clock probably at this point, so like it's maybe a tad bit busier than when you were here before, Teagan, since that was around like dinner time. This is now you have a little bit more of a rowdy crowd, but not, it's still kind of an upscale place. So but you'll have you'll see more student robes, the yellows, as well as also some of the dark blue teacher robes as well here and there, just scattered, 1 or 2.
But as you guys walk in, it's a very open kind of layout at first, with the bar to your right. Everything is it's not like overly fancy, but it is very simple and very sturdy and very respectable. You have some tables lined up over here to the right, and you also have a tier above that some steps in the back go to, where you assume would probably be the same thing. Some tables. There are some tables set up with some games of like chess, checkers, as well as a few other things, cards and dice. You also have some bookshelves, since you do have some students that go here and the instructors. So there you go. You see a very distinguished kind of three-piece suit gentleman behind the bar. Some ladies, mostly women, it seems, serving in kind of long black dresses. And also you will see kind of a mechanical golem that you saw when you guys first came into the city. But this one has like longer limbs, and it also is wearing a interesting like shirt collar combination that looks very as we players would see it as like Shakespearean, very kind of Elizabethan, kind of going around the, you know, lace collar that's stiff, that's starched, and then puffy sleeves with some embellished gold rivets here and there, very tight around the chest, but the sleeves are just like pushed out. There you go.
Did Gimbal see this last time you came here? This giant golem thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not asking. I'm RP and asking.
Okay, sorry.
Oh yeah, Teagan will say, yeah, he was fascinated.
He was probably all over it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was probably, you know.
Classic. Can I look around to see if I recognize any of the mages or Krist or anything at the bar?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Yeah, I'll make it.
9.
I'll have a look as well. Hold on.
Okay.
I guess I'll take a look. I'll be in there.
I want to go look at the books.
Okay, Ranerius, you step over to the books. Teagan and Caszeel, what did you get for your perception checks?
21.
It's very smoky.
But Caszeel got a 21.
Very, very smoky.
So for the other two, as you're looking around, there's just, you know, it's just kind of a wide area to where, like, even though there are a lot of people at tables and there are a lot of people, and there are some people at the bar, it's still, it's a very, and again, for those that hadn't walked in before, it almost seems bigger on the inside than it seemed on the outside, which is something that you kind of notice with buildings in this city, that they always seem to be. The only one you didn't notice that with, I will add in, was with Regina's apartment.
Interesting.
So Teagan and yes, for a second I was like, did I get that character name right? Yes, Teagan and Ren, you guys don't really see anyone. Caszeel, as you're looking around, you don't see, if you're looking for Krist, you're not seeing Krist or any of the mages that you would kind of recognize from the dark lighting there.
Okay.
And I would say you probably don't see anyone that you know here, that you've seen from the college at least.
All right. We'll just continue walking with Teagan and Ren.
Table, gentlemen?
Sure.
Yeah, let's get a table.
Sounds great.
We'll sit at a table.
Okay, all right. So you guys sit down at a table. A girl in a female in a long black dress with kind of a little bit puffy sleeves that kind of mirrors, not quite the extravagance of the mechanical golem, but it's very simple with a apron. Steps up with long dark hair. Hi, is there something that I can get you? Would you like any drinks? Any water? Would you like some food?
Have we eaten dinner? This is me asking outside of.
You ate dinner at Ranerius' place.
Oh yeah, okay. I wasn't here for that session all week. I'll just ask for some water.
Well, what about second dinner? Second
good point.
Elevensies.
Bread and cheese.
These are halflings,
please.
not known.
Well, actually, I'll take some bread and cheese as well.
But hobbits.
Okay.
Maybe a glass of wine, please.
Okay, what kind of wine would you like? What kind of drink?
Deepest red you've got.
Got it. All right, I will grab that for you. Just give me one moment, okay?
Right. Thank you.
All right. So while you guys are over there, Ranerius, you're going to look at some of the books and the
Yes.
thing. Make a perception roll. Perception. Are you looking for anything specific?
I'm looking specifically for like spell books. If there's any
Okay. All right.
spells lying around in books around a bar.
Sure.
It's a long shot.
Yeah, I mean there are about 5 bookshelves on the first floor that you see. You also see that sturdy wooden staircase in the back that goes up to that second tier, that second floor. Yeah, so make a perception roll for me.
19.
As you're looking through, I mean, there are some fiction books, there are some how-to books, there are some history books. There's a wide variety of books here. And as you pick some up and you kind of flip through them, you kind of think, well, these have obviously been around food and drink because some of them, have little stains here and there. But all in all, they look like that they've been decently respected. But as you're looking through, you find a book on beginning conjurations. That's about a medium-length book. You also have a book called Enchanting Ideas, which is a smaller book, but looks more kind of hand printed than the other, like it's not done by a professional printer.
I'll take the conjuration one.
Okay, beginning conjurations. You can pick it up. I'll say with that perception roll, you do notice people like sitting at the tables just reading. You don't see any price. There's no like price signs or anything. So you're assuming that this is like just kind of like, a take and read while you're eating or sitting at a table sort of thing.
Okay, I'm going to bring it back to the table everyone's at and start flipping through it.
Okay, cool. All right, and the rest of you, as you're sitting there, is there anything you would like to discuss as Ranerius comes back to the table and sits down with his book?
So that park had some pretty nice features.
Aside from the clientele, yeah.
Yeah. So you ran into the Krist guy before?
Yeah, when we were at this bar with Silver, he came in, had a brief chat with the bartender, and Jocelyn recognized him and told us he took him seriously enough that when we left the bar, he cast seeming on all of us so we could pass through the streets relatively undetected. He disguised us as gray-robed workers.
Gotcha.
And then that's when I came back to Ranerius' house to brief you guys. So this guy's serious. Serious as a heart attack.
As you guys are discussing, the lady that the waitress that you take it that approached your table earlier comes back with the tray with water for all 4 of you, as well as 3 servings of bread and cheese, a nice piece of bread and some cheese on a platter, and then a glass of deep red wine for you, Caszeel.
Thank you.
That will be a gold and 4 silver.
For all of us or individually?
Nope, for all of you.
This one's on me, boys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. If you need anything else, I'll be back around to check on the 4 of you later.
Thank you.
Great.
Or always feel free to see the bar attendant as well. And she'll scurry off.
Teagan, can you remind me, or rather Ren, have we told you, Ren, about what... I feel like Ranerius shared with everybody the note that he found, right?
Yeah, you told me... you shared it through like Messenger and stuff like that, so I've read it and heard
okay. And have I shared with either Teagan or Ren... Wait, Ranerius is here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Ranerius about that anti-magic I felt, and the negative magic when I scanned
You shared it with Ranerius.
I don't think you've told me, technically.
Okay.
Just to note that the only person that hasn't heard about the the list of stuff is Gerbil, but he's not there.
Okay.
So
Oh, no,
just so
Gerbil.
you know.
Okay.
He was watching the girl we came to rescue.
Nice. Well, listen, I did some magic. There's some magic on that lass. Teagan and I went and procured the components we needed for the spell, and to identify what that crystal really was in it. And it was strange that do I see anyone within earshot? Like, I always forget to say that.
Make another perception, like
Okay.
a fresh perception check for me, Caszeel.
Okay. Oh, well, I think that's the same because I rolled a 17 and I think I have +4. Yeah, 21.
The moment you realize that there's someone standing right behind you.
You're looking around, Caszeel, there are other tables, but they're probably within 5-6 feet of you. A decent amount of space. They're not it's not squished together like you were back at the Empty Heart.
Okay.
But you don't see anyone trying to listen in. You just see some students talking with each other at one table. At another table, you see a human female in a yellow robe.
Mm-hmm.
Another table, you see a couple of what you would think were instructors, because you see the dark blue robes, so on and so forth.
Okay. I'm just going to lean forward on the table and kind of speak to cover my mouth. This is sort of in my wheelhouse with the work I do, the archaeological digs for rich people. And kind of speak like that.
It's all in.
So,
well, I mean, geez.
There was a negative energy, rather than detected any magic itself. It's more like there was an absence of or negative field of magic. Very strange, but very worrisome given the list there. The crystal shall enslave. I don't even know how to take it, how to remove it.
Well, it seems like the way to remove it is what Regina was doing, and just cutting them out. But
no, actually, I won't do anything yet. I want to listen more on Ren's thoughts. Sorry.
Oh, that was my thoughts.
Oh, okay.
Seemed like that was what she was doing.
Right. There has to be a way that you can remove it without being so invasive. Ranerius, lad, have you ever heard of a way to pass something physical through something else physical?
Ranerius, we're talking to you.
Well, sorry, I wasn't. What were you asking me?
We were talking about removing the. And again, I'll kind of lean back in under and talk like this, removing the crystal from the lass. Have you ever heard of a way that you can remove something physical from something else physical without having to cut through any magic that can sort of pass through something.
It's nothing that I've come across. I mean, I'm sure anything is possible, and I'm sure Regina knows a lot more than I do.
Right. Perhaps it's time to. We've found the lass. Perhaps it's time to go seek out Regina.
I think so too.
Question for the session I wasn't here. Did Ranerius explain like the process of getting the crystal put in? Or is that still not really known?
Ranerius didn't know a thing about it.
Ranerius
You didn't even know you got a crystal in you?
Nope.
Oh.
Someone, I think it was. Oh, Jocelyn mentioned it while we were at while you guys were at Regina's apartment.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Didn't Rinka talk about crystals? Yeah, Rinka talked about.
Rinka asked if you knew how they were done, and she said that they were implanted and grown, and that they grew and that they grew with you.
Oh,
Jocelyn kind of explained it a bit more to a different level.
Okay. So, Ranerius, so you didn't know you had a crystal in you from the beginning?
I mean, I guess it was put in me when I was young. Maybe my parents. I don't know. It was in me, and clearly there are pieces of it out of me now. So I don't know.
Well, and he also said they use them for tracking. So how do we not know that maybe even Ranerius doesn't have more in him?
Right.
Well. What's her face? I forgot her name, but she said something was there, but something was wrong, and she said, well, Linforth, she tried to feel where Regina was, and she couldn't, or that's the impression I got.
Well, that's because her crystal's in the box,
and I'm hoping maybe it's the same for me.
Mm.
Speaking of that, perhaps, well, there's a spell. Well, you're likely familiar with it. Identify. And
yes,
we could cast that on you and see if it reveals any magic or that anti-magic anywhere. Letting us know what might. Perhaps there's some magic shield in it. Who knows what Regina did to keep you safe. And if not, then at least we'll know where there's any remnants.
I'd be willing to be your test subject.
So, and I'll kind of look up at Teagan. The thing is, it requires a pearl, and not that we'll force anybody to reimburse us, but Teagan and I had to split the cost for that first pearl.
Oh, you did.
To get answers.
I will happily contribute to the pursuit of any knowledge that we come across, and I'm gonna give you 10 gold, 20 gold.
Just well, gosh, what was it, Teagan? I guess there's effectively
It was
100 gold.
Yeah, so
like all
we
together,
chipped
gotcha.
50 each. Yeah, so I guess it's like 15 a piece for the other 5 to reimburse.
Yeah. 15, lad. If you're all right with it, I'll get us on a roll.
Oh, of course. I might make use of it someday myself.
Well, I'm gonna help too.
Oh, appreciate it.
While we're talking about the spell, I while we were in Regina's apartment, I took this lamp, and this lamp had something magic about it, but I couldn't. I don't know what it's about. So
how about
when we get the chance?
I was gonna say, how about we wrap up here and head back? We've been here a while now, and it'd probably be better to include everybody else in these discussions.
As you guys say this, the mechanical golem kind of steps up to the. You hear kind of like this, like. He steps up to the table, kind of like, as I said, like he has like these longer limbs and kind of this hunched back, and kind of like looks at each of your water glasses, and he's holding a water pitcher in one of his hands.
Thank you, sir. We're about to leave, actually.
Well, thank you.
I have a cousin that would love you. Just say, big fan, big fan.
Head turns first, and then the rest of the body kind of turns with it and walks to another table.
That's fascinating.
In going through this book, are there any actual like spells in here I could copy into my spell book, or is it more like here's how conjuration works, more of a basic text?
Through your half of it is that Ranerius, but you did have enough time to kind of catch a glimpse of one spell that I will say that you can copy in your book and maybe kind of take a look at later to try and learn on your own time. And it's Arms of Hater.
Okay.
Yay!
And it just sounds like a fascinating spell about dark energy, and it sounds wild, and you've never really seen this before. But yeah, you take the notes in. We'll say you take the notes into your book, and decide that it would take a little bit more practice in order to learn it.
Well, I know that's a time.
Yes, correct.
Time-consuming thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, I will write down quick notes and then copy off my quick notes, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Sweet.
All right. So you guys are wanting to head back to the house?
Yeah, can I ask a DM question? Someone just
Absolutely.
Right, John. I just realized that the after reading the identify spell, but I want to run it past you. It doesn't get consumed. It doesn't say this gets consumed when you use it. So I think
correct.
It's still the pearl.
Right.
I was thinking I'd have to buy another one.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll hang on.
Yeah. That sounds
precious. Good. Okay. Because I just wanted to check because it'll change a little bit on how I roll. I'll let Ranerius know, like, when we get back, I can check that lamp for you and yourself.
Sweet.
And what spell is that for, Dan?
Identify.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll cast it as a ritual each time. But sorry, I just want to double check and get your okay first.
No, absolutely. Thank you for checking.
Of course,
that is fine. All right. So if you guys are heading out and back to the house, I would say, I mean, you head out finishing your cheese and bread. As you're walking back across town, nothing, I mean, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. You do see kind of what would seem like guards or, guard mages in like gray robes kind of here and there. But it doesn't seem like that they're watching you or tailing you or anything. So you guys are able to make it back to Ranerius' house.
Huzzah.
Safe.
Now, I would say that Gimbal and Gerbil are probably there I would say maybe, I would say they've already gotten there.
Gimble's pouting in the corner.
Gimbal, where in the world did you go?
Gerbil's sleeping.
Well, I was gonna go try to... let's just say I ran into Gerbil on the way to the college. And Gerbil sabotaged my plan.
Why did you... Because we don't know he had the crystal either, right? This little glass thing, right? It's just him and you and...
Silvera
knew, right?
Yeah.
Why did you go to the college?
It's a long story. Let's just say I had something Sinead needed. Sinead needed.
Oh, okay. I won't ask.
I'm sure Gerbil will be happy to tell you the story.
And I'll go sit down on my little cot bed thing.
Yeah, again, just to remind you, you have the cots laid out in the living room area of Ranerius' parents' house.
Have the parents gone to bed? Has the rest of Ranerius' family gone to
They
bed? Or are
have
still
been
around?
absent this entire time and continue to be absent. So you would assume?
Just like when I was growing up.
Oh,
Ouch.
unbelievable.
Oh, God. So,
Oh man, that got dark.
That's yeah.
so I'll turn to, I guess, Ren and Caszeel and I guess everyone else and sort of say, like, so tomorrow, what are we going to do? I'm of the opinion that it's pretty apparent that this crystal is a tracking, amongst some of its features, is a tracking device, and taking her to see her mother would be disastrous.
Well, we have Silver has the stone, right? So
The sending stone.
We could have the mother meet us away from their place.
Afraid she'd still get captured or killed.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe we come up with an excuse that we call off the meeting, and
Right.
we know where she's at. It's I'm pretty sure she's not going anywhere. The mother's not going to take it well, I'm sure.
Aye. Well, we can let Aqua know that we're seeking more answers. We're seeking out Regina, then we can perhaps get some more answers. A way to take this crystal out without damaging the lass too much.
I mean, we have the fancy letter opener. We could try doing it ourselves.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna be for that though.
It ain't. Getting messy.
Yeah, she's not going to.
Unless you want to knock her out, but that's not gonna go well when she gets back to the college.
Yeah, and we'll have to explain that to her mother.
I can put her to sleep, but like I can't keep her asleep.
Is no one gonna wake up?
I was about to say, don't people know the sleep spell? Oh man,
is no one gonna wake up Gerbil during this conversation?
Oh, we didn't know. I didn't know you were asleep. I'm
We
sorry.
want to keep you out of the loop.
Back.
Nice.
He's been snoring the entire time, so
We should probably tell Gerbil about it. Catch him up on everything. Oh, Gimbal. We saw that there was another mechanical person at the inn we went to. The golem.
I sent.
oh, was it the Acolyte?
Right, the Acolyte.
Yeah, had a dance party with that one. That was.
Oh, really? It's a shame they just have it serving drinks and dancing apparently.
Yeah, right. I mean, I wanted to take it apart and figure out how it worked, but I figured doing that in a public space with the owners right there probably would be frowned upon.
Good choice.
I was thinking about sneaking back there later tonight.
Interesting.
I'd kind of whistle and Pip will run over to Gerbil's feet and start like tickling / lightly nibbling.
Yes.
You just say you were nibbling Gerbil's feet?
No,
Yes, he
Pip
did.
was. Pip was.
Oh, Pip.
Oh.
Pip. Oh,
Not
squirrel,
me.
yes.
Not me. I'm not disgusting.
Wakey.
Oh, lovely image.
Oh, yeah.
get that right off me.
We just figured you'd want to be involved.
Oh, now I'm allowed to be involved when I'm sleeping. Where have all you been?
Oh,
The gnomes don't let Gerbil get any rest.
You remember the college kid we ran into in the woods? With all the bushes that he attacked us with?
Oh, the one we should have killed.
Yeah,
The one we
probably.
should have killed.
Well, if we did that, I don't know. Could have gone either way for us tonight. You know his brother. And he's
He
the
is
head
the
of
best.
security.
of course.
Fantastic.
Oh, but that's just the icing on the cake, Gerbil.
Yeah.
What's the cake?
Oh, Doom. Certain doom. It's the cake. Ranerius, do you still have that letter?
Ranerius, we're talking to you.
Do you still have that letter, lad?
I'll pull out the letter and I'll or the list and I'll read it off to him. Should I read it again, or you saw it? You're good.
I mean, I have it written down in my notes.
Okay.
So.
You could read it again in case someone's viewing for the first time and doesn't know what we're
Viewers.
Gerbil will read it out loud. Crystals will inflame. Mages will be chained. I can't read my handwriting, so this is actually.
Gerbil, do you know how to read?
Of course I can.
Oh, just checking.
It's just been a while. A high city will fall as others rise. A bear with a dark heart will raise a sword. Freedom will...
Pronounced sword.
Sword.
Yeah, they probably taught you wrong.
Sword and whiskey.
Freedom will suffocate. The stars will wake up as one ascends. Something is lost while something is found. A caddy will blow. Empires will topple, and ash will fall. The Great One stirs as does their power.
Great job.
Sounds boring.
Great job.
Where'd you get this? Where did you find this list?
I found it on the floor in Renka's office.
You swiped that from the floor, lad.
Renka.
Incredible.
Wait, but you found it?
I thought
I'm
it
so
might,
proud.
Yeah, I thought it might have been important. So
So since we're sharing information, when I took Sinead back to the college, yeah, and I ran into Renka, and yeah, she's still sketchy as heck. So yeah, well, first off, she's already instantly trying to twist Sinead back against us because someone here apparently stole the glass key thing. Gerbil just stares at Gimbal.
Hey, I did not technically steal it myself. I asked Silver to do it for me.
If I didn't catch him on the street, he was going to smash it in front of the school like some protest.
No, I was going to drop it on the stairs leading to the school so they would have just thought that it slipped out of her pocket.
Either way, I returned it, and I think...
Yeah, he literally snatched it from my hands and walked up to people like it didn't matter and just gave it to them. What were you thinking?
Yes, but anyways, I told Rinker we'd pick Sinead up to take her home an hour after breakfast. So
just enough time to brainwash her some more.
Teagan was just saying right before we woke you up that maybe that's not our best plan.
You think?
You told her we were taking Sinead home?
Because that was always the plan. That was part of the agreement. That we take her to visit home, which is obviously how they're going to track and arrest the entire pact.
Yeah.
So
there's something that else you need to know, and I'll cover, the crystal, the anti-magic feel to it, and what identify spell and stuff.
This is...
Wonder if I can...
This is getting past our pay grade. We're just supposed to find Regina.
You're right. We should ask for a raise.
We should go back and ask for a little more compensation.
But we should. Why would he pay us? We haven't even done what he's asked us to. We went off and did our own thing after this drow girl.
Whoa.
Well,
Definitely.
Technically, we have learned a lot about Regina.
Hey,
True.
I do think that pursuing Regina is the next thing we need to do.
Well, what are we doing with Sinead? Are we leaving her here?
I think that Crystal's just controlling her, and I didn't think anything that we try and do is going to make a bit difference.
Well, we
Got a
already
letter
agreed.
opener.
We already agreed to let her see her mother, see her family. So, part of me thinks that she won't trust us as much if we just all of a sudden abandon her right now.
Yeah.
I think she'll understand.
I say we take her with us to see the floating city firsthand.
Whoa.
I guess you technically already have seen it.
We are all under the agreement that wherever we take her, we are going to be followed by Rinka and Bush brother dude. Right?
We don't know if they have eyes and ears of that crystal either. I think we should.
But he definitely seems to maybe know something of Regina.
Where's Silvra? What if we talk to Sinead's mother, get her to come by herself, and we warn her that there's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we think Sinead's been brainwashed, but what if Sinead genuinely just wanted to come to the college and she was keeping it a secret from her mom?
I think that list and the crystal in her chest
suggests otherwise.
Right. I mean,
yes, but it's not like some shady. It's a college. It's a school. Ranerius went here. Regina was a teacher here. You guys just ran off with one of the deans, Jocelyn dude.
Well, he pretty much was
He ran off with us.
Right.
Yeah, he revealed to us that there are some nefarious things going on, and he doesn't agree with some of the things the university does.
Yes.
And
I agree. There's something shady going on in that school. Obviously, there's something shady going on all over the place. Have you seen the world we're living in? But I'm just saying, it's still a regular college. There are still regular students there. Sinead could. I don't know.
The fact that she didn't have any recollection of her being taken.
Right.
When we had, then her mother and people of the Pack tribe told us that she was taken forcibly. So that's concerning.
I just don't want her to get hurt.
Oh, I don't think any of us.
I think leaving her here is probably the safest thing for her. They don't.
She's
tracking
expecting
device. If we try to do something to her underneath, and she's under the influence of that crystal, and she resists. There's no telling what they're going to be able to do when that happens.
She's just fodder to them, I'm sure.
Well, if we don't, I'm just afraid whatever trust we just gained from her by having her over tonight is going to be completely gone if we don't take her to see her mother tomorrow. And because Rinka will twist whatever we do against us. And I don't think we will be able to get her back. She won't trust us.
Do you think if we take her to her mother, she'll endanger her mother if she'll maybe not want to go?
We could tell her that, but I think Rinka will twist that.
Well, I'm not saying tell her.
But
here.
but Sinead will tell Rinka. So.
I think she's just not even there anymore. I don't think anything that we do will make a difference to her. She's just vacant.
She's not she's still just a girl. You guys were off gallivanting. I spent the evening with her. She's a girl. She's has dreams. She's talking. We played games. I braided her hair.
Whoa,
Wait, what?
whoa.
You were here when I braided
That's
her
true.
hair.
I was. I reacted as if I wasn't, but I wasn't.
Ranerius got the flowers for me.
I did take my mom's flowers.
No one took a picture. Oh, wait.
And I was the only one who escorted her back to the college, where all you were off
breaking into apartments?
Yes. I didn't even want to come here.
And yet you've made a friend.
At this time, you guys hear some rustling from the stairs leading up to the second floor. And down the stairs comes Ranerius' father. Hey, he kind of blinks his eyes. You can tell that he's been asleep. You guys okay? Is everything good?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Dad. We were having a lively discussion, but I think we'll be going to bed soon, right, guys?
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, a couple hours.
I'm loud. I'm above there.
You guys didn't wake me up. I woke up and I just wanted to come and just check on you guys, make sure everything was okay. If you need some food, there's some food in the fridge. Kind of walk up to you, Ranerius. Everything good, son? Everything okay?
Yeah, Dad. Everything's fine. Everything's good.
Yeah, you didn't seem to like Ranka very much when we brought her up earlier. I'm curious about that.
Yeah, I met Rinka before.
That was very vague.
Oh man. He'll kind of sit down in one of the chairs there in the living room. She probably knows my name as well.
Still pretty vague.
And he'll look up at Ranerius. Ranerius, are you looking at him, Ranerius?
Yeah.
You can see that he catches your eyes and he looks a bit regretful, I guess. A little sad. I used to be involved with the Mages of the Crown. The Kestrel.
Oh,
back in my younger days.
Tell us more.
Is that something I would know?
Nope.
Or no?
Nope, not something you know. This is new information to you, Ranerius. I should have had you roll a wisdom check, but now you know. Not something you know.
Wow, I didn't know that, Father.
Yeah. It's not something I'm proud of. So.
Tell us everything.
Well, I can't tell you everything. It would take all night.
We have all night.
You need your sleep.
Right. There's many things that we do in our youth that...
I've gone without that one spell slot for a long time. I think I'm going to be okay.
There's many things that we do in our youth that we regret, but I think you've done a fine job of with your life since that.
So, do you have one of those crystals?
No, I'm not. I was involved with them, but I'm not a mage.
I've practiced arcane, but I'm not. I'm not a wizard, or I didn't focus on it.
Is Ranerius the only of your family who's a mage?
Yes, it wasn't for a lack of trying, right, Ranerius?
I'm not really good with trades at all. I've broken many things trying to make things.
He has. He'll look at everyone and he has. It's.
Yes.
It was rough. And he seems to be excelling. He seems to be good at magic. And me and his mother tried to convince him otherwise, but here we are. But if he wasn't a mage, he probably wouldn't have met any of you. So something
How lucky
I hope
he is.
good came of it.
So you didn't want him to go to the university?
No. I'm acquainted with Rinka through the Mages of the Crown because she dealt with them on a level. I'm not sure about her actions currently because my knowledge of her is a good 10 years in the past.
Let's see.
Forgive me for asking, but then you can you don't have to answer, obviously. Why did you choose to disassociate yourself with the Mages of the Crown?
There were things going on I didn't agree with at the time. And I would probably think that there are things, from what I've heard from my talks with Regina, there are things going on that possibly are shady, but are still in the dark.
Why are you being so vague?
Have you ever walked into, and he's looking at you, Teagan, and he'll kind of smirk at Gimbal. Have you ever walked into a dark room and just known that there was something there?
Too many times.
That's the Kestrel. That's the Mages of the Crown. There's something there that they keep hidden. A few of us see it, and usually those who see it run the other way. Or, like Regina, work from the inside, but... and he'll look at Ranerius. It has its costs.
Whoa. Are you saying it's Renka's fault that he sucks at tradecraft?
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No.
Oh, thank God. I was about to get that much more afraid of her.
And Ranerius' sucking at tradecraft is beyond my comprehension, but I definitely don't think it's dark magic related.
Whew.
Have you guys found out anything about Regina?
Yes.
Okay.
I take it you regret registering your son?
What gives you that impression?
I don't know. It was something you said. Yeah.
What did you find out?
Fairweather.
Why don't you tell
Ranerius.
him, Ranerius?
What happened, son?
There were crystals inside of me, and now there are crystals outside of me, and I'm not quite sure what it means.
Best explanation.
Yeah. To maybe summarize that.
So pretty much.
Gerbil's just gonna turn around.
There's The college uses, when a mage is registered, they put crystals inside of them. Those crystals grow with the child until they're older. And
You're right.
But they're not just means of, they're not just bling for a person like my wonderful armor here. It's more used for tracking, and we think potentially, as Regina maybe has seen, used for more than that.
There's a bit tracking, yes. At least from what I understand. That wasn't something I was involved in when I was with the Kestrel, but from what I understand from Regina, there are some tracking abilities. And yeah. So
well, let's just say they can't track Ranerius anymore.
Random
I know.
question. Shifting gears here. Do you know someone by the name of or something by the name of Akidi or Katie?
No, doesn't sound familiar. What
Okay.
are you? It sounds possibly like maybe I feel like I might have like a god or something.
I just heard some people talking about it in the street. I just wasn't sure what it was. It just came to my head, so I thought.
Yeah, maybe do some research into some gods, or I might.
Wait. So back up for a second. So you knew that Regina removed your son's crystals.
I was there. To be fair, his crystals weren't removed.
Huh?
His crystals are false.
Well, okay. Yes.
Well, but thanks for telling me, Dad.
This is a wonderful family moment.
Ranerius, it's never. Look, I'm sorry. It's never came up until this. And when has it ever been an issue until this moment?
Also,
Never.
you're
Only
adopted.
when guards stopped us on the road and said there was something wrong with my crystals, and I was very afraid for like a day. But
But they didn't kill you.
Now everything's okay.
But they didn't kill you.
They didn't kill me. No.
Then Regina did her job well. Your crystals are false. They have just enough in them to pass you if someone checks, but not enough for them to track you. Or not enough to... Oh.
Renka said something was off with them too. So I everything makes sense what you're saying.
Have you heard about the sick? How many towns have you guys been to? Bairn? Did you guys make it to Bairn?
Hometown. It's one place. And here.
We were all in Baron. That's where we all met.
Well, we were outside of Baron. We didn't go into the proper city.
Some people were in Baron before we started.
Yes.
Did you notice any sick mages there?
I kept hearing of them, but I didn't mean any.
If you guys want to make a intelligence check, or make a wisdom check, for me.
Just straight up.
Make straight up wisdom.
Oh.
To see if you remember.
12.
All right, so everyone except Caszeel. The rest of you will remember seeing some seemingly a lot of sick mages in the city. Not like there were some like on your deathbed sick, but some just had like coughs,
but there did seem to be maybe a virus going around.
Rona. It's
Yes.
affecting our
Yes,
D&D
we saw
games
lots
too.
It's we saw
spreading
lots of sick
everywhere.
mages.
Gerbil starts hoarding all the masks.
There's something causing that.
Through the crystals?
That is Regina's speculation. Which is why, when it came time to register Ranerius, she advised we take another route, and that was to put in false crystals.
How old was Ranerius when he was registered? Just curious.
We tried to ignore it for a while, but he was 10 when we had him registered.
And this is just for my own personal curiosity. How old is Regina?
I would say about my age.
I'm sorry, what?
I would say about my age. I don't have an exact number.
Cool.
It's not
just
something
curious.
that I ask.
Personal. Yep. Oh man. Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to go to bed. What? You guys heading out in the morning or?
Probably.
Where's the
at least for breakfast?
Where's the little one?
I took her back to college.
Oh.
Why should we not have done
we
that?
We escorted her back.
Shut up.
No, if that's was she supposed to go back to the college tonight?
Mm-hmm.
That was
then yes,
like under threat of our lives. Yes.
Then you should have taken her back. Yes. Regina's not one. She's not one to toy with. So be careful. And he looks directly at Ranerius. Not Regina. I'm sorry. I said the wrong name. Rinka.
Oh.
Rinka's not one to toy with. So be careful around her. And he looks at Ranerius. So many R's. God.
I thought that was a son. She's out of your class. Kind of a comment, but I get it now. I'm tracking.
Yeah. So just be careful around Rinka. She means what she says, and she's not afraid to do what she has to.
Yay.
Before you go to bed, do you know anything about what's happened in Baron?
He had started getting up, and he kind of stops.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. You mean the city?
With the city lifting up, and then Regina working from the inside. You said, and where
she was working in the inside by staying at the college. Ranerius. As far as I wish I had more information for you, and he looks at all of you, but as far as Baron goes, I'm at a loss. And it's not the only one. You guys know that, right?
But other cities.
I mean, I know that Bornheim, south of us, and
let's go there next.
Has some issues. But I know that one. Other than the city to the west, I mean, but it didn't get to take off. It was attacked. I've heard rumors of that. But as far as confirmed cities that I know that are with Baron in its plight, that would be Bornheim. But reports coming from there aren't the best.
Well, what do you mean city to the west didn't get to take off?
Like it was planned to take off? but then attackers.
It's one of the bigger cities. It would seem like it would have, but the attack came before.
What was? None of the other cities have been attacked. They've just, right?
So it seemed. I mean,
So-
Baron's having a hard time now, but from what I've heard, it's only because of the mages.
Do you know who's attacking this city?
Is it the same attackers that are attacking far west, southwest?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Some force came in from a western continent, and that's all I know. I'm sorry.
Gerbil, you're from the west, right?
Right. Is Renka from the west?
I don't know where Rinka's from. I don't know her that well. I'm sorry.
Huh.
Well, I'm going to go to bed, guys.
Sure.
It's been lovely sharing. And he'll step over to Ranerius and he'll put a hand on your back. Ranerius, are we okay?
Yeah. We're okay.
You know what we did. It was to protect you.
I know, and I see that now. I'm thankful.
He'll give you a couple of pats, and then I'll get some sleep, guys. And he'll start up the steps.
Good night, Father.
Good night, Ranerius.
Good night, John Boy.
Were you guys ready to tuck in for the night?
Hours were gone.
Role
guess.
play, yeah. I just want to identify
Sure, go ahead.
Thing.
Identify me, bro.
Yeah.
Cast identify.
Okay.
So you're casting
I'm
identify
gonna
on
do
it?
Well, actually, I'm
Sure.
going to sleep, so not to hold anyone up, I'll just cast it using my spell slot. I'm going to do one on the item first, his item, the lamp.
Okay.
And let me just make sure. I have one other spell slot available after that. So that one I will use on Ranerius to see if I can see if there's any magic with the pseudo shards, or if there's anything
Okay.
else we need to know about it. Those
I
seem to
will
be up
say that for the lamp, Caszeel, you're holding this lamp in your hands, and it said it's a very kind of basic brass light lamp, that you'd put, that has oil in it to and kind of a hood on it to focus the light.
Okay.
There is an inscription in it that I'm not sure that I can find in my notes right this second.
Oh, no problem.
That there is an inscription in it. But other than that, actually, wait a minute. Yes, the inscription is, "O Fey Moon, keep thy light, I have mine." And as you're inspecting it and kind of casting this identify, it's almost like you're seeing it through a fog, and you can tell that there is magic. You can tell that, but you can also tell that there's maybe a glyph on it
Okay.
that you kind of get this, like it's been placed on the bottom of the lamp.
Okay.
That kind of almost cast like a black mist. It's just hard to see as you're looking at this magically through your magical senses. It's just hard to tell what is emanating from this lamp. It seems like it might be, you're getting kind of a feeling of like a light spell.
Okay.
But then you're also getting almost like a dream-like feel to it. Like it might affect dreams.
Okay. Sorry, lad. I'm not quite sure, but there's an inscription here, and there's a rune of spell on the bottom that's supposed to be like a light spell, but not. But it feels like it has something to do with dreams, so perhaps some testing maybe reading the inscription before bed, and another one of us can keep an eye out on you. Something.
Ooh, let's turn it on and all go to sleep.
Too many variables. Yeah.
And as you turn to Ranerius, Caszeel, you hand this lamp back to him and put it down. You turn to Ranerius and kind of do the same thing. You do know that Ranerius's crystals are in his chest area, and that's what you're focusing on, right? The crystals?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a very and you kind of see where the guards and stuff who have passed over Ranerius before and have been like confused. You can kind of see where that's happening. Whereas you felt because you did it with Sinead too, right?
Yes.
You cast Identify. You, with her, you could tell the magic was, you could tell the magic within her was there, and that but it seemed like the crystals were almost having a negative effect on the magic within her.
Okay.
With Ranerius, like, you sense that magic, but that negation is not there.
Okay.
And if it is there, it's very, very faint.
I see. I'll just relay that to him.
Which would kind of go along with roll a intelligence check for me, please.
That shouldn't be too bad, I think. I don't know what my intelligence is.
Just Caszeel?
Yeah, Caszeel, yes.
An 18.
You would kind of figure out, Caszeel, that this probably goes along with what Ranerius' father was saying about his crystals being false.
Okay.
And only having a little bit of that the little bit of that crystal in there, just enough to pass him for inspection, but not enough to affect him.
Okay. I'll reinforce that then with Ranerius, let him know. But that's all for me.
All right. Anything else before you guys go to bed?
Real quick, Gerbil's gonna kind of grab Rin and kind of pull him aside and just what do you know about this invasion in the West?
I don't know a lot apart from what the halflings from Jaka told me, or from around there. That was the first I heard of it, so I've only known for about a day.
So just no specifics, just attacked by some force. We don't even know who attacked them.
Yeah, they were being. No, it was just something was attacking from the west, from another continent coming in, but they're moving towards the east, like from what it sounds like.
Okay.
Do you know more than that?
No.
Insight check.
Nice.
Gerbil doesn't know anything for sure.
18.
I don't know. What do I roll? Do I roll anything? What do I do? Oh, this is so exciting.
Only if you're hiding something.
I don't know. Am
Muted.
I?
Muted,
I
Stefan.
don't know either.
Oh, you're muted, stuff.
Well, I can't hear.
Oh, there we are. Okay. So you can whatever you want to roll that would go along with what you're trying to with your reply. And you can do that secret roll if you want to. You can roll it in the tower.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Where's the tower? Oh, wait.
Lower right hand side.
The map's in the way. Okay. Hold on a second.
Move the map,
Sorry,
dude.
Sorry. That's what I just did. Give me a second. There we go.
All right. Could you private message me what you were rolling, Gerbil?
Oh.
You can do it through Messenger, through the Zoom, however you want to do that.
I'll go through Facebook real quick.
Okay. You can just type one word. That's all you need to do. Okay. Ren, you can tell that he is not telling you the whole truth for sure.
Okay. I'll just respond as if I believe him, though. Okay.
Gerbil's working with Rinka.
Gerbil's Rinka's son.
Oh, you're from the West.
We just uncovered the Act 5 plot twist.
Yeah. Then I'll just...
The campaign's over.
Nice.
Oh, Mama, no.
Hear more, though. If I hear more, though, I'll let you know. But...
All right.
And then I'll walk over to my cot and lay down with Pip.
Okay. Anything else? You guys finally ready to sleep? Okay. So you guys lay down, and that's where we'll take our bio break. So be back in 10 minutes, and we'll take it from there. All right, guys.
Okay. Catch you then. So you can be right back. There we go.
Tentacles.
guys tried the simple Cheetos? They're the best.
Why?
Are they baked? I don't know if they're baked or not. It's a different texture, but it's a white cheddar. And it's like a. Have you ever had Pirate's Booty?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, okay. So like a white cheddar juice puff. All right.
And obviously,
If we're watching you come out of that tentacle, it was truly just
So cantrips, I can do those over and over again. They don't do any
Yeah,
spell
they don't use the slot.
Yes.
Okay.
true.
I had a plan. If Chris went crazy, I was gonna make like some sort of terrified scream or something that if he was security, he would maybe like turn around wondering what it was and then try and bail. But luckily, we didn't have to do that.
What spell would you?
Minor illusion.
Oh. I forgot that rangers got. Do they?
Yeah, they get one.
Oh. Who's wise?
I don't remember where I read that one.
As long as stuff about I wouldn't say that.
It was only like I had like only a choice of like 2 options or something.
Right.
Normally on Tuesdays I kind of sleep in a little bit. So I can stay up all night. But I gotta shoot tomorrow. Leave no later than 7:30 or else it'll be late to call back. It's an hour and a half drive away. It's supposed to be rainy all day. So that's fun. Yeah. So driving in Georgia Mountain in the rain. With expensive camera equipment. Can't wait. Nice coffee. I'm not going to show everybody everything, but I'm wearing my clothes.
You knew you cared for us. All the surly hate of gnomes was just an act.
Do you know my like gnome story, like in real life?
I don't know if
Why you hate gnomes?
Partly. It started out. I went to Rock City. It's just this big, like, rock cavern park place. He's
been there. Got it. So
anyway, there's a bunch of he's gotten my entire family to hide gnomes sporadically. So,
Nice.
I love it.
So there's gnomes everywhere in my household.
Beautiful.
So, yeah.
Oh, wrong day. Okay. Okay, so we're back. All right, so Caszeel. Let's see. No, yeah, Caszeel. So all of you guys are asleep. Caszeel, as you're sleeping here the first half of the night,
You get stronger.
you magically sleep does the body good, y'all. Get it?
Level up.
So as you were having, you have your typical kind of like string of dreams, like usually don't make sense, whatever, a bunch of nonsense. But in each of these dreams, you see there are brief glimpses of this symbol. A large eye shape with a dark pupil and lines coming down from it. A line coming down on one side, a line coming down on the, let's see, let me try doing the same eye. A line coming down on one side, a line coming down the other side, and a line in the middle. Almost like, I mean, you're not seeing it on a face. It's more like just a symbol of an eye, a graphic of an eye, as you will. Just kind of showing up in the weirdest places. You're seeing like trees, you see it kind of behind the trees, in the distance, kind of peeking out. And while it's not like persistent, it's just here and there. Make a make a wisdom check for me.
Okay.
Looks like you're gonna say wisdom saving throw. It's like, oh snap!
Was it natural 20? But let me see what my thing is. I don't know if that's actually good for me or not. 22 in total.
Okay. You kind of remember this. I think you might have been the one that noticed it, maybe, from when you were visiting Rinka's office area. She was wearing a ring with this symbol on it.
Oh, okay.
And we'll say that you kind of wake up at some point in the night and kind of think of, remember that as you're thinking about this symbol. But you don't know if it's like because you remember this symbol is why you're having the dream, or if it's because it's something else.
Okay.
What were you going to ask?
No, I was just gonna say I'll go to pull out one of my notebooks, but I'm gonna pause myself from writing anything down in it because it's an eye and that makes me think it's watching me. So I'll just close it up and just make a mental note.
Okay. Ranerius, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, good.
Snap.
13.
Okay. Ranerius, in the first half of the night, you have a dream as well. In this dream, you kind of, and it seems hazy, but it seems like you can't really tell if it's the beginning of the dream or the end of a dream, but you find yourself in just complete darkness. What do you want to do?
I want to Give me a second. So I'm just surrounded by darkness?
Yes.
Ranerius would cast prestidigitation. I'm going to try and cast prestidigitation in my sleep, I guess, to create maybe some lights around me to lighten up the area.
All right. You do so, and as the prestidigitation creates little lights that kind of flicker in and out and kind of go around you, you start seeing other people just standing in this area. Some of them are wearing robes like what you would see at the college. Some are in just regular dress like you would see around Fairweather or elsewhere. But they're just standing there. Do you walk around? What do you want to do next?
I will approach the closest person.
Okay, it's no more than maybe 3 feet away from you.
Okay.
A female with short curly hair, kind of shoulder length, just wearing plain clothing, we'll say a long dress with tights and boots. She make a perception check for me. A dream perception check.
No L.
That's dexterity, right?
12.
This woman is she's just standing there still, Ranerius, just looking ahead of her. Eyes open, but not blinking.
Excuse me, what's happening here?
She doesn't respond to you. Doesn't even look in your direction.
I'm gonna poke her with my finger. Excuse me, tap her on the shoulder.
Make a strength check for me, Ranerius, to see how hard you poke this.
Oh. Grapple check.
Nice.
Wow. So you
rolled an 18.
You go to, you poke her, but something about just the way that the gravity seems to work here, it seems like your poke has a little more effect, and she kind of leans, almost like bounces, like leans over, but then just kind of reappears about 5 feet away from you.
I'm going to follow her and poke her again.
As you follow her, I mean, I'm not sure if I made this clear. There's, as you follow her, you pass, a male, you pass another male, you go to her again. We'll say this time you're a little more gentle with and poking, and your finger just kind of like sinks into the flesh of her arm, and that's it. There's no response.
Like into the flesh, or just
just like how if you'd push against someone's skin.
So I didn't stab her.
No, you did not stab her. The flesh,
down to the second knuckle.
Right, you can feel the fat, like the fat kind of, push in a bit and then like bounce back as you pulled your finger.
Edema. All right, I'm going to approach somebody else and try and get their attention.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. What are the people I passed? Excuse me, sir. Where are we? What's
no response.
What's happening here?
I'll say as you're stepping up to the next person, you see almost a glint from maybe about 15 feet away from you. A glint, kind of higher than the height of these people. But it's in the darkness. You can't see where it's coming from, where you're standing.
I will walk towards it.
Okay, so you walk towards
Very
it. Your
slowly, very cautiously.
prestidigitation lights following you. And as you take about 5 steps in and another step, you start to see a wall that looks like stone. And as you get closer, you can tell that it's bigger and that it kind of caves over you. So it seems like at least this side is enclosed almost like the inside of a cave. And the wall is completely, as you get about 5 feet from it, and the wall is completely illuminated in this area, completely covered in crystals that are embedded into the side.
Can I roll an intelligence check to see if I've
Sure.
seen something like this before?
Sure. It looks like the crystals that maybe you saw in the glass jars. Although not covered in like dried blood.
Right.
These are glistening. These are embedded into the wall like they are growing here.
And how far is this? Just like an endless wall of crystals, like growing over me, or
it's a cave that you can see the ceiling atop you, and as you look back, you can see the ceiling go back over the other people standing there, not acknowledging anything. Looking to the left or right, it's still dark. I mean, you can walk and see. You can make. There are people. Every about 3 feet, there's a person just standing there.
Can I try and harvest a crystal, or is it high enough where I can reach for it and maybe grab one?
You can try. So you're reaching up and trying to like scrape out a crystal with your hand?
Yeah.
It's bedded pretty deep in there.
Okay. And I look behind me to all the people and nothing's changed?
Nothing has changed, no.
So I want to try and maybe push somebody closer to the wall.
Okay. Just grabbing the closest person?
Just leading them towards the wall.
It looks tiefling male. You guide wearing gray robes. You guide the tiefling, and as you grab a hold of them and they don't react, but their feet do kind of stumble over as you guide them closer to the wall. As you guide it closer to where the shoulder is brushing up against the surface of this rock wall and the crystals, you feel the body beneath your hands just completely go limp and kind of drop out of your loose grasp, and you hear what sounds like an echo of the same sound that the body makes hitting the floor all around you.
I'm going to check on that person to see if I just killed them or not.
And there's no breath.
I'm going to step backward and feel extremely guilty about just killing this person. And
how far are you stepping backwards?
I take.
It's just like a panicked step.
Yeah, this is like I'm starting to. Oh no.
So I'm going to say that since you're walking backwards and not paying attention, you trip over a body behind you that's also on the floor.
Was it there a few seconds ago?
I mean, there were bodies standing up, but you're tripping over another body that is on the floor.
I'm going to try and compose myself and stand back up and look around me.
As you stand back up and you look around, kind of pushing the prestidigitation lighting a little farther, as far as it will go outside of you. You see that all the bodies that were standing up a few seconds before are now crumpled like the body that you pushed towards the wall. And as you're looking around, you suddenly notice in your peripheral a lit open doorway opening in the cave that's suddenly, it's lit and there is light coming through it, but it doesn't seem to be lighting up anything inside where you are. And in the kind of this lit opening, there is a shadow of what you would assume is a humanoid standing there. And this is in your peripheral, so you're kind of seeing this at the corner of your eye.
So I'm going to look at the door.
You look at the door, and the humanoid shadow is gone. And you wake up.
All right. Wake up like in a. I guess I'm gonna be
Cold sweat.
Yeah, cold sweat. Probably breathing heavy.
God.
Oh, I'm okay. Okay, I'm no longer in darkness. This is good. This is good. And I'm gonna try and go back to sleep. It's the middle of the night, or is it morning?
No, it's about halfway. You had at the first half of the night, so it's still night outside. So you're going back to sleep. Everyone make wisdom checks for me.
Booyakasha. Are these wisdom checks or wisdom saves?
No, wisdom checks.
Okay. 13 for
Okay.
Caszeel.
Everyone,
That
including
is-
me?
Oh, yes,
19.
correct. You went back to sleep, so
19.
yes.
6.
So everyone except Gimbal and Gerbil. Everyone except Gimbal and Gerbil. Somewhere in your dreams in that second half of the night, you suddenly get this like piercing, not really like a pain, but like a pressure in your head, followed by a message. And the message reads or says, and the person talking is something that you seem to have, that you seem to recognize as Aqua. Don't send her back here. It's not safe. Take her to the... And you hear some just like hurried breathing of panic almost. Take her to the west, to the sunrise, behind the mountain, to the pact there. They will take her. Please. And then it's cut off. And it's morning. I would say with all of that, you guys, I would say those who had the dream wake up. Sun is just now peaking.
So I wake up in a panic again.
Nice.
As you guys wake up, you wake up to...
Gimbal slowly stretches.
You wake up to the smells of breakfast. Ranerius, I'll say that you sit up and you see your mom in the kitchen. It smells like, cooked meat. It smells like oranges. It smells like bread.
Good morning, mother.
Oh, hi.
I hope I didn't wake you guys. I'm just preparing some breakfast. We're great. We have some more sweet rolls. I know how much you guys like sweet rolls, and we got some meat here, and we got some fruit. Just take your time. It's not quite done yet. I'm still working.
As part of waking up, Folgers in your cup.
It's good to be awake.
Copyright's right.
Got any instant coffee?
We do have, and she points to a pot on the table, where there's a bunch of makeshift mugs that look like they've accumulated over the years of being in the house in different places.
Wasn't Caszeel the only one who knew what coffee was?
At least of the group that had that conversation, yes.
Yeah.
I would have tried to my best to introduce everyone to the miracle that is coffee.
You don't want to see a bugbear caffeinated.
Oh, yes.
Did they have to urinate too frequently? Is that the...
So, how was your sleep? Tell me about, how did your day go yesterday? I didn't see you for all evening. I always turn in early, and hopefully everyone's doing well.
It was great. We explored the city a bit, saw some sights, saw the great park down the way a little bit. But that was pretty much it. It was just kind of, visiting.
Sounds good.
Took what's her name back?
The small one. You took her back to where?
To the college. She had to be back by dusk.
Right. I think Ranerius' father mentioned something about that to me, and she gets quiet as she's stirring, making some bread, putting it on a plate, setting the table. So please help yourself to some coffee. Have some water, juice, fruit. I've already said all this. So I'm gonna, and she'll put it all on the table for
Thank
you.
you.
She'll kiss Ranerius on the cheek as she passes him. You're doing all right, right, Ranerius? Everything's good?
Awkward sauce.
Everything's fine.
Okay. All right.
Thanks.
And she'll kind of nudge his cheek, and Ranerius, your father, has already, of course, how he is, left for work. I need to go out and make a couple of errands, so I'm going to head out and let you guys have a little discussion. Just be sure. Oh, Ranerius, your father left you something over on the counter. So be sure to pick that up if you guys are on your way out. And do not leave the city without telling me goodbye, Ranerius.
Absolutely. I won't forget.
Okay. That's my sweetheart. All right. I'm going to head out. And we'll just pick up these cots later. Don't worry. And she heads out the door.
Sorry about your flowers.
What was that?
Ranerius, you're going to check what's on the counter for you?
I will, yes, grab a little bit of food and check at what's on the counter.
Okay. There is a folded up note, along with a small velvet bag, and we'll say, a small velvet bag as well as a scroll rolled up, sitting there together.
Nifty. I'm going to undo the scroll.
Scroll is a
just blank parchment.
Scroll of invisibility.
Oh snap!
And compared to the other scroll of invisibility that you got from Z, this one looks a little more like it's workable.
Legit.
Yes, that's the
word. I'm going to roll it back up and secure it tightly.
Okay. As you pick up the pouch, you can hear it jingle a bit.
Jingle jangle.
The rest of you, as you see the table, and I'll go ahead and say that in that pouch, Ranerius, you got 100 gold.
Oh, Gibble's ears perk up.
You didn't hear that.
Is there money? Oh, dang it.
The rest
Perception
of
check?
you, as you go by the table, there are, as I said, there's like what you would refer to by like sausage. There are some eggs. There are some different types of fruits in a bowl. There's some orange juice, coffee, and water. As well as we'll say kind of probably like a porridge as well too.
I'll sit down and start eating, and I'll also get like some fruit and water for Pip while I'm eating as well.
Okay.
As
East.
as Gerbil's stuffing his face, he's just bit. So, what are we doing about Sinead?
So I had a really weird dream that Aqua was telling us not to take her back.
Huh?
I mean, it's just a dream, but sometimes those mean something, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I'm just saying when I had a weird dream. I wasn't dreaming about her mom, okay? I was dreaming, and her mom's voice was in my head. That sounds really different. It's just I had a voice, okay?
I didn't take you for that kind of gnome.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
This one, what a giggle. This one, I expect that kind of thing from him.
Either way, what do you guys... I know we talked about it last night. Does that sound crazy? But what would we do?
I think we pick her up as planned, and we tell her the truth. That we think taking her to her family will put her family in danger. See what she says. See what she wants to do.
If we're going to the west and instead of going back to Baron, we
Whoa.
Why are we going to the west?
Did you
have the same dream I had?
I thought maybe.
Why in the hell would we be going to the west?
In my dream, Aqua said, "Don't take her back, but take her to the pack that she talked about earlier, whatever that little weird poem was, the sun mountain thing. Them, like take her to them, and they would take her, and she would be safe. But then it like cut off randomly, like she was going to say something. I thought it was just a dream. But is that what you heard as well?
I heard it. I heard it too.
What'd you guys have right before bed?
I had some cheese at the one place.
Does your
Acolyte?
Do your parents keep moldy cheese in the house?
Okay.
Not here at the Acolyte.
All cheese is moldy.
Okay.
Touche.
Correct.
Okay. We are already pretty far off course from what our job was, and now it's getting bigger. What we were paid to find Regina. That was the job I was hired for. And I was annoyed when we went on this quest to go find this drow girl. But, I went with it. I braided her hair. We're friends. We're besties. I take her back. And now we're going west?
I didn't say we had to go there right now. I'm just saying we can't I don't think we should take her back to her mother's pact. And maybe at some point between here and there, we convince her to just keep coming with us as we look for Regina, and eventually we take her to the west.
So first part, we do what I said, and just we pick her up like normal, and then tell her the truth once we're out of the city.
Sure,
but if we tell her the truth, won't they know?
They're gonna know. They're gonna be tracking her wherever we take her.
Yeah, I'm confused why we would take her to another pact. Wouldn't that expose their location? Isn't that what we were worried about taking her back to her mom?
I'm just going off of what my dream voice said.
I was thinking we just get, tell her mom to come out on her own or send a representative. I don't know. Part of me, if Sinead wants to stay in this school, let her stay in this school, but I don't know.
Did the voice in your dream, Ranerius, sound panicked?
Yes. It was strange. It was creepy.
Why did you two share a dream and I got left out?
It all comes down to awkwardly shaped rocks that we throw around.
I have dreams. Lots of dreams.
What dreams? I don't know. It was just a dream I had. Nobody figures out how their dreams come.
Gerbil
sounds irrational.
Gerbil's gonna
Teagan,
scan the
Caszeel,
room.
what are your
see.
thoughts? You guys are kind of quiet.
Yeah. Teagan and Caszeel are dead.
I think the same as the other day. If you're saying that the mother is in trouble, I think the safest place for the girl is here. We need answers.
But is it? Is it here?
They can see her from wherever.
But
If she's
Ranerius' dad was talking about these crystals possibly were making the mages sick. So maybe it's best if we get her out and somehow convince her to let us take the crystals out.
But
We still-
how do we don't know how to do that without killing her or harming her.
That I haven't figured
I'm
out yet.
always willing to try surgery.
Regina may have the answer that we need. I suppose so. I suppose if it's in
So
the
we
same
should
direction.
find Regina.
So if we
What a
take
novel concept.
if we take the girl with us to find Regina and happen maybe to find Regina along the way, maybe Regina can help us take the crystal out if we can convince her by that point.
Right.
And then we can take her to the pack in the west without a crystal, untracked.
I think
It's a lot of components, but
right.
spitballing.
If we take her all the way to Bairn, isn't she gonna want to go see her parent, her mom?
I don't think she.
If that's where they still are, they were going to change camps because we found them.
That is fair.
That's true.
We don't even know where they are. Come to think of it.
And if our
That's-
dream
that's
was
true.
true, they sounded panicked, so maybe they were found by someone else as well and fleeing.
But if they can track her and Regina meant for herself not to be tracked,
Right.
they'd be tracking Regina through her. I think we should leave her here.
But Regina's crystal was in the box, wasn't it?
That's what he's saying.
Right. Then they'll track the girl right to Regina.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yes,
I think. Go ahead.
No,
Caszeel.
please go ahead, Teagan.
The only person we know who can deal with these crystals is Regina, so I think she's the key to solving this puzzle with the girl. I think the original deal, in air quotes, was to take the girl only for the morning to go see her mother. So there's no way they're going to let her go for a multi-day trip.
They knew it was going to take a while because
It takes us a couple days to get up to Bairn.
they
Didn't know we were going to Bairn.
they knew we were going. They know her mother's packed. Sinead would
They
they
have.
know
all-
where they captured her from,
know.
so they know that distance at least.
So they would have known. Here's my thing. If we do decide to leave her here, then let's go. One of us, or all of us, go. We still go to the college this morning where we're supposed to meet them, and we'll say something to Sinead, saying like, "Oh, we can't take you to see your mother right now," because that is the only way. Because otherwise, if we just upright and abandon her,
Well, won't Rinka
they're
spend-
going to twist that, and
Won't
she's
they
not going to
twist
trust
it
us at all.
anyway?
Well, she's
they
mind
twist it
controlled.
anyway?
It doesn't really.
I still don't. Just because
We'll make an appearance for making an appearance, but I think we should not take her with us and make an excuse that we have some business we have to go deal with, and something's come up and we'll be back for her.
I think you guys should just let me try the surgery.
No. Now...
Absolutely no.
Oh, now, come on! I'm an artificer. I'm good at this kind of figuring out what makes things tick.
Correct, you magic-y fellows. Correct me if I'm wrong. I've, in my life, I have seen magics that have affected memory. What if that's what's happened with Sinead? She's not brain controlled. They just affected the memory of when she was captured, and she just wants to go to the college. What if she's not brain controlled? What if she just had her memory slightly altered or something erased?
Makes sense.
That she is just a victim in this, not some brain controlled puppet.
I'm with you.
But I think she'd be safest at the college.
Okay.
But would she?
Yes.
If we bring her to the other camp, and she's gonna want to return to the university, you saw how badly she wanted to stay there, and then they'll have to keep her there against her will, and she'll be trackable.
I definitely think if we ever take her anywhere, we have to have the crystal out of her before we take her to the pact.
Agreed.
Yes.
So maybe we make an excuse that we can't take her. Find Regina, and maybe come back to pick her up and take her to Regina. Like find a rendezvous point or something.
That's an idea.
Yeah. I just have this feeling that if we don't get her out of the city now, we're going to regret it. And not be able to do it later. That's what I'm worried about.
How old is she? Do we know how old she is?
I would say you guys would spend enough time with her she's like
60.
I think that her mom I think Aqua even referred to her as a teenager.
60.
Like,
but she's
like a drow teenager, right? Okay. Been a teenager for a long time.
I don't know. Didn't we have?
We can always just go for the TPK and assault Regina's Rinka's office.
No, wait.
It's a TPK.
Wait a second.
I don't know.
we are assuming your dream came from Aqua to begin with.
That's true. Where's Silva? She could at least ask her.
Yes, she gave us a stone to keep in contact. What? Why would she use weird dream magic?
I think that's a very valid point, especially if just the two of you had this dream.
And to all of a sudden go take her to a place where we don't...
It wasn't just the two of them. It was Teagan and Caszeel as well.
But they
well, I know that. They're just not saying it.
Out of
I know that. They're just not saying it.
Okay.
They haven't chimed in with that information yet.
True.
I'll chime in with that information.
Can Gerbil look at Teagan and Cazeel's face?
But that is a good
what their
point.
faces are doing in this silence.
In the sense that, how do we know it's really actually her?
We don't.
Oh, what if it was? What if it was Rinka
And
pretending to be Aqua, using us to find this other pact?
Yeah.
How would she know the riddle about the other pact though?
That's a good point.
Did they?
She
did she say the riddle in the?
She said, what's the riddle of the other pact?
Behind the mountains, there is a beautiful sunrise.
Sunrise behind. Well, I just wrote sunrise behind mountains for quick notes, but Do I remember if that's exactly what she said?
I would say it's. Do you?
I don't. I believe it was the same thing, but it could have been different. You got the key touchstones. Got the key touchstones. Sunrise Mountain behind.
You got to have that feat that lets you remember everything.
Yeah.
All right. So
Maybe.
what are you guys going to be?
Can Gerbil do?
Maybe we should split the party.
Is they're being awfully quiet?
What was that, Gerbil?
Gerbil's during this entire conversation about dreams and everything. Teagan and Caszeel have been very quiet as we're at the breakfast table. and is Teagan even at the breakfast table?
Look around and make a perception check.
Nice.
That's perception was not what I was aiming for, but okay. Oh gosh.
I just want to see what he rolls.
9.
Does he see Teagan at the breakfast
Yes,
table?
he sees Teagan is partaking of breakfast. It's taking that girl anywhere is a horrible idea right now. She's a walking tracking device.
Caszeel sort of
unless you let me perform.
You don't even know where the crystals are. They place them in different areas.
Whoa! But we can use identify to find them.
Murky at best.
Heck, I got that. I could use that.
I think it's highly likely that as soon as we step out of this house, Bush Boys security brothers are going to be following us.
Oh, we'll have eyes on us.
So,
I think I've swung to the side of most of you. I think taking her might not be the right idea.
Okay.
As much as we might lose her forever.
But we promised.
That's why.
I'm not saying we don't.
Some of us will go and
make up
something. We'll just go. And
all right, but Gerbil's got to come up with the excuse.
We can always ask Sylvia to send a message to Aqua. Those
That's
sending stones
true.
are tied to one another.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should
run. Not here right now.
She may have had a rendezvous of a different kind.
Right.
Oh. Okay then. Okay.
We can ask around at the Acolyte to find out exactly where she is.
Since I was the one who dropped her off and Rinka saw me drop her off last night, I can go and I will let Sinead know that we won't be able to take her. But I, for one, I think you should just tell her the truth, that we received a message from her mother saying it's too dangerous for her to come.
But we don't even know if it's her mother.
Or we could just say we don't know how to find her mother, which is also true.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I will go figure it out if any of you want to come with me. Or I can just go by myself.
I have another errand I need to run. I'll meet you back here, though.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
I just want to stop by a post office or whatever outside of plane, whatever sends mail in this world.
You would know they'd have a post office.
Okay, just checking. I just need to swing by a post office.
All right. So who is heading towards the college? Or are you guys all kind of setting out together?
Gerbil,
not Caszeel.
Gerbil and Ren. Is anyone going with Gerbil and Ren?
I'll go with you guys.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I should have kept my mouth shut.
Gerbil and the gnomes.
Wow.
It's going to be a sight to see.
It's our pop indie band.
Hey, Teagan, what are you doing?
That's our band.
What are you going to be up to, Teagan? So, Caszeel, are you staying at the house?
I'm going to see what Teagan's up to.
Teagan will probably go to the market and see if he can spot anyone doing business and see if he can get some information via that route.
Okay. All right.
His particular business.
Okay. So are you wanting to head towards the upscale market, or there are shops kind of in different areas? There's not like an open air market anywhere.
The upscale market.
Okay.
That's where the money is.
Which would have been over near the Acolyte. So you would know, you would have seen the shops yesterday evening, as you passed by. Caszeel, are you going with him?
Yeah, I'll go with Teagan.
Okay. All right. So all of you, I would say, leave the house probably together, unless any of you are staying back when they're leaving.
I'm actually going to go find my father's shop.
Okay. You're still heading out of the house, though, at the same time as everyone. Yeah. And you guys, quickly kind of depart ways. Ranerius off to check on his father, Caszeel and Teagan off to go to the market, and the other three of you off to go and check in with Rinka. I would say let's go with Ranerius first. Ranerius, your father would probably work on the first tier on that kind of east side, right there close to the main road.
Where the poor people are?
No, that's actually, okay. I mean, it's closer to the farming area, but it's the kind of harder part of town is over on the west side.
Oh, okay.
So you have to go down a tier. What did you say your father did woodworking, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you find his woodworking shop. Sims, we'll say it's called Sims Wood was the first thing that came to mind. Nice. Sims, we'll say since your brothers help him, Sims and Sons.
I like it.
Is where your father is. You step in. Caszeel, sorry. Ranerius, the smells are very familiar to you as you kind of grew up around this, and you tried helping in the shop quite a few times, so it's a very familiar area to you. As you walk in, your youngest brother that everyone saw the night before that stopped by dinner kind of waves at you enthusiastically, almost bumping his head into a piece of machinery, but then quickly recovering. And you step up, and your father's turned away from customers at the moment, kind of working on something on a desk, kind of opposite of the front counter area. So he has his back to you.
I'm going to say hi to my brother, whose name I've now forgotten.
Oh, haven't we all? Haven't we all?
Ranerius Jr.?
Adrian or something.
Yes,
like that.
Adrian.
Adrian, good morning.
Oh, hey, Ranerius. Wow, you're up early. Where's your friends? You're by yourself?
For once in a long while, yes.
Oh, good. As he hears you addressing, your Adrian, and Adrian addressing you, your father will turn. Oh, Ranerius. Good morning, son. And he'll step up to the counter. How can I help? What's up?
I just wanted to stop by and say thank you. Of course, it means a lot to me.
You got your stuff on the counter this morning?
Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. And I wanted to make sure I said goodbye. We're going to be leaving town today, and I don't know when I'll see you again.
Gotcha. Well, I hope the money helps, and good luck in finding Regina. If you need anything at all, just let us know, okay? Just send us a note.
I'll be sure of it. And please be safe here. I feel like they're watching us now.
Yeah, I've taken precautions the past several years to protect a family, and I will continue to do so.
Hopefully, I don't interfere too much.
He will put a hand on your shoulder, Ranerius, and lean in. You're never an interference, son.
Thanks, Dad.
And give you a pat.
I'll give him a big hug, and I'll start to leave.
He'll return the hug. All right. Well, take care of your friends.
I will. Don't worry too much. I'll be fine.
Adrian, tell your brother bye. Oh, bye, Ranerius. I'm sure you'll be back.
Eventually.
Hopefully. Don't die.
Maybe.
For he's probably gonna die.
I'll try not to. Okay, bye.
All right. So you head out of the shop. And we'll go ahead and go over to Teagan and Caszeel as you're stepping into the market. Near the Acolyte, you see familiar signs, Teagan, that you saw the night before. What are you planning on doing? Like, what's your plan of action?
Find something sort of not quite an alleyway, but sort of where I can get a good view of people walking up and down the street and see. Usually it's very subtle, but someone will be watching someone else, looking for signs of that. And, usually it happens with a bump or a distraction. So I'm looking for someone working their trade against some of the customers in the district.
Okay. I would say you could probably get in between a couple of the shops here. There's not too many like long alleyways in this area, but you'll get in between a couple of the shops and keep an eye out. Roll a perception check for me. Caszeel, if you're keeping an eye out as well, roll perception check as well.
Seeing that Teagan is going to ply his trade and observe and stuff, I'm actually going to go check on Silvera. Or see if I remember where she was last.
Okay. All right.
19 plus 4, 23.
Okay. As you're looking out, Teagan, and just kind of keeping a watchful eye, Caszeel kind of, walks off to go and maybe check the Acolyte. He says, for Silvera, you don't see anyone really taking advantage of other people. Like, you see the guards kind of walking by. You do spot Krist just kind of walking by. As he walks by, he but kind of passes by what looks like a human female with short curly black hair and a yellow robe. And I would say you probably noticed this female from your passive perception. You probably noticed her as someone who was sitting at a nearby table when the group returned to the Acolyte the night before. Krist waves hi to her and she responds. You can probably tell that she seems kind of not like excited to see him, and just kind of answering his questions, just brief enough to kind of continue on with her day. You do catch that he asks about the Trennoths family, asks how the Trennoths siblings are getting on. She responds, they're doing well. Also asks about the patriarch, and this is with the Trennoths, so you kind of put the two together. Asks about the patriarch, and she responds that he's still doing badly. They probably don't expect him to last the week. He kind of gives a brief condolences, and she continues on her way, kind of walking by you this way, and then he continues that way. But as he continues, you see him kind of turn away from her, and you see this he kind of glances back at her, and there's this just creepy smell on his face, and then as he keeps on going. Other than that, and just your regular people kind of going in and out of the Acolyte and the magic shop there, that's it.
So they walked off in different directions?
They walked off in different directions. And they were kind of heading in different directions when they passed each other, and that's when the conversation happened. They continued on their path after they were done.
Okay, I will follow like 10 paces behind her and wait to see if I have an opportunity if she stops in a shop or something.
She heads into the magic shop.
Okay. I will follow her into the magic shop.
Okay. I think you came with Caszeel before. Yeah, you and Caszeel
Yes.
came here together. So it's the same magic shop that you visited the day before. She grabs a couple of items off the shelf. She seems like she knows what she's coming for, goes to the counter, asks for a couple of components, and is waiting to be the person behind the counter, the young lady, I think, that waited on the two of you the day before, is checking her out. Transaction lasts about maybe 3 minutes.
I will briefly wave hello to Eri and thank her for her advice on the local shops.
Oh, hi. I'm glad it helped.
Oh, thank you. You were much of a help. And then I will turn to the woman and so I'll say, that man you were speaking with, not the most pleasant person I've ever met. I've had the pleasure of meeting.
Oh, I have no D20 in my dice tray.
No.
Then you're the automatic fail.
So, Krist? You mean Krist?
Yes, I had the unfortunate opportunity to meet him last night. He seemed to be quite interested in my activities, but I'm just new in town, just trying to find out some things, and
Well, there's usually a reason why he's interested. And she'll kind of give you a skeptical eye.
just doing some work, and
She's kind of holding her bag in front of her things that she bought.
I will say to her, I also overheard his wishes for you, and I can totally relate. I lost my mother to an illness, and it was very frustrating, not being able to do things for her when things were done for others.
Oh, I appreciate I appreciate that, but it's not. You're talking about the Trennoths family.
Yes. Did something about a patriarch who was not doing well. I assumed, maybe I apologize. I assumed if he was a relative of yours.
You must be new to town then.
Yes. We're new to town.
Do you have a student in the college?
No, we were seeking one out, and we had some luck, but we may be. We were looking for someone that was. We were asked to look for someone, and we found them. Luckily, at the college, so we might be moving on. But things just. You ever walk into a room and just not get a good sense of you were getting the fair information, and things just seemed off. It just stuck like a stone in my shoe. I just can't put my finger on it.
I'm sorry, Teagan. Who were you talking about? That you did you mention a name along with this statement?
Or
a place?
Yeah, I'll say we met with Franka. I'll say we met with Franka about this student. Yeah.
Rink is an interesting individual, sure. Trennoths, he is the patriarch of the school. He runs the school. The Trennoths family is everything to the college.
Oh.
I'm surprised you haven't heard of them as of yet.
No, she didn't mention, nor did she mention any concern for his affliction, which seems. I don't know if it's I assume it's general knowledge, I guess, in this city.
Oh, it's general knowledge that he's sick. Yes.
Can
Not
nothing
doing
be
well,
done?
but he has children who are there to ease his pain.
That sounds like there's nothing that can be done for him.
He's very sick. I mean, you're more than welcome to visit. Their office is on the 3rd floor. I'm their secretary. But yeah, we don't expect him to last the week. Now, that unfortunately is
surgery.
That's kind of in school knowledge, so try not to spread that around. But
I wouldn't.
But he has a succession. His daughter and son are there for him. So.
Was this sudden, or was this something that's been expected?
Oh, it's been. She will look at kind of like look around, like look past you. I really have to go. It's been good talking to you. And she'll head out.
Okay, as she goes ahead, I'll just say I apologize for, taking up some of your time. My name is Teagan, by the way.
If you need to visit, feel free, and she'll leave.
Okay. Damn, these people are tight.
All right.
It's like they're a murder cult or something.
Anything else you want to do, Teagan?
Actually, I'll try Ari. I'll say, sorry to hear about the patriarch of this not being well.
It's unfortunate, isn't it?
Was it? It's just was it sudden, or was this something that just came with his old age, or is he of old age?
The rumor is that it was sudden. It feels like that it seemed like it happened really quickly in like the past 2 or 3 weeks. 2 weeks? 2 weeks. Maybe it was 2 weeks. Yeah. I mean, but they keep to themselves very tightly, so it's hard to know. But they say that everything's in good hands, that the college will keep on under his children, Anrik and Krishna, I think their names are. But it seems like they're fully ready to accept the responsibility. So should be a painless transition.
Well, not for the patriarch.
No, no, you're right there. Would you like a lollipop?
I would love a lollipop.
Here, please take one.
Very much.
Where's your friend? Your friend didn't.
He is around. He sort of separated from me in the crowd. So
okay.
But he might stop in. He was the pearl was of great use, and
I'm glad.
And I thank you.
Anytime. Feel free to stop in if you need anything else.
Great. We'll do. Thank you very much.
Ta-ta. Bye.
And I will leave.
All right. And so with that, since we're running at 1:15, we'll say that next week we'll pick up with the boys heading over to Rinka's office to check on Sinead.
Nice.
Toga.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Fun.
All the
you guys had a lot of debating tonight. A lot of debating.
Yeah.
This is the real-time campaign.
Hey, Gerbil actually knows things now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Yep, he does. All right. Well, thank you guys. It was great. Thank you, chat, for being here and for discussing. It's great. Going over our schedule, of course, Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern time is The Forsaken, which you've seen tonight. Tuesday nights is the All Evil campaign, Curious Lament, which starts at 10 p.m. Eastern time as well. Fridays at 10 p.m. Eastern time, we have Stormfall, which is our drama club kind of like intense campaign. Right now we're in some downtime, so I'm sure it's going to be complete drama on Friday, just a lot of talking, anyways. And then on Saturdays, for right now, I think this Saturday is the last Saturday for preparation for a new Saturday campaign that will be at 10 p.m. Eastern time called Court of Thorns, which D20 is running on the channel. And so, yeah, this week she's doing prep, one more week of that. And then 2 weeks after that, she'll be starting the campaign on... what Saturday is that?
Yeah,
the 28th.
Sorry.
So March 28th, we'll have that first night of the Court of Thorns. Sundays at 10 p.m. Eastern time, we have Obsidian Scar, which is the campaign that Glorious Victoria runs. Conspiracy theory, I don't know, cloud giants. And and then coming soon on also March 28th, we have our crossover between Curious Lament and Stormfall coming up. That's exciting. That's at 12 p.m. Eastern time, correct, Dan?
Yeah. Yep. Noon.
Yes.
Yep. 28. Yep.
And also coming soon on Wednesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time will be Mad Bird Squawks, which will be kind of our talk show therapy sessions.
Yes.
So. All right. Well, again, thank you, players. Thank you, chatters.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
you
you.
guys. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and we'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow or some other day.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.